You can see it all right there on your screen, folks. This is the World Cyber Games. That's what the WCG means. The StarCraft final. This is the final game of the final match of the entire World Cyber Games for StarCraft. This is Stork, who has just beaten Mondragon in the semis, and PJ, who I believe beat White Raw in the semis. This is an interesting match. If Stork wins this game right now, then this is only a best of 3 set, and he won the first game. So if Stork wins, he takes it. By the way, this is Stork here at the bottom location. He's going to be in white, and PJ is in the top right position in brown. As I was saying, this is interesting because we have PJ here, who is kind of came out of nowhere. He, in case you didn't hear the first one or Tasteless's commentaries on one of his games, he was kind of he played in Korea for a while, and apparently, from what I understand, he didn't do that well in Korea on SKT1, but he returned to China, where he's from, and practiced. Wow, those guys are really excited to be on the screen, I guess. Practiced in China, and apparently got really good because he came back to the World Cyber Games representing China and beat Savior in the round of 8, I believe. It might have been the quarterfinals. I think it was the round of 8. Shit, is that the same thing? Anyways, he beat Savior, though. Savior got up a game on him, and we have some Chinese fans hoping that PJ could pull through. No non-Korean has ever won the World Cyber Games of StarCraft. The World Cyber Games have only been around for not that long of a time. I think this is the 6th year or something like that. But in any case, so PJ kind of surpassing all odds and defeating one of the pro-Korean players, not to mention probably one of the best Zerg players in the world right now. Before he lost to PJ, I might have called him B-Vest, but the way July Zerg's been on a freaking tear lately, and the way he lost to PJ, I'm not going to be able to put him at definite #1 right now. In any case, the other thing that's interesting, though, is in the semifinals, PJ beat White Raw, who is arguably probably the best non-Korean, well, one of the best. I actually don't know the non-Korean scene that much, but from what I've heard, from reputation alone, he's one of the best non-Korean Protoss players in the world. And PJ beat him in a Protoss versus Protoss match. In the first game, though, his PvP did not stand up at all to Stork's PvP, which is not just one of the best non-Koreans in the world, but Stork's PvP is possibly the best PvP in the world, probably second only to Bisu, if at all. Anyways, getting back to the game, though, both players just kind of scouting around. We saw there that Stork went for a double gateway, and I think what happened is PJ scouted that double gateway, and he got a second gateway, which is a good move by him. I have to give it to PJ. He is a really smart player, from what I've seen of him so far. He put down that second gateway, knowing that he would need that extra output to compete with Stork if he got any zealots in his base or anything like that. So, and interestingly, you see Stork throwing a zealot there in that little hole. Probably what Stork is doing is he's building something up. We saw him do this actually in the game against Bisu, where he put a zealot there in that hole just to delay the enemy forces long enough so they couldn't go straight into his base. He may be stalling for time to make an expansion base. We'll have to see what he does here in a minute, or he may just be stalling for time to tech up. But you can see if PJ really wanted, he could move his zealots around, but then he would face the possibility of Stork, running his zealots through there as well. And PJ has actually gotten a secondary base, and so has Stork. So both players kind of realizing that their quick double gate zealots are not going to do anything too interesting, and pulling back and kind of going for the long haul instead, realizing that the short haul was not going to do much. And PJ kind of mucking around with Stork's blocker zealot, and Stork switching his zealots in and out. Very smart move by him, kind of keeping their shield, waiting for their shields to go down and then putting back up again. It looks like PJ has run. Okay, that's just one zealot. Sorry, it's hard to tell in Protoss versus Protoss. That was just one zealot. I thought PJ had run a few zealots around, but he tried to sneak one zealot into Stork's base, which is a pretty good move on his part. That's the kind of thing that would be good to do right now, is to try and sneak in and kill a few probes off, especially this early in the game. It would be very effective. But Stork caught that, had a couple zealots on his ramp, and was able to take out that zealot or chase him off. I didn't catch if he ran off or if he was actually killed. But in any case, both players going for the long haul. Stork getting 2 gases here. PJ's going to see that. We're going to see a Cybernetics core going down for Stork any second now. PJ probably basically following suit. A lot of times in Protoss versus Protoss, you'll see players almost mirroring each other. Okay, so PJ actually already has the Cybernetics core up. And unless Stork has it hidden somewhere that I didn't see or stashed in the corner of his base, it doesn't look like Stork. Yeah, see, here's Stork's Cybernetics core right now. So Stork a little bit behind in tech. I think he probably went for that second gas quicker instead of getting that Cybernetics core. I haven't seen PJ's secondary base in a little bit. But probably Stork went for the long-term econ by going and getting that gas early. So Stork will have a significant gas advantage right now. Yeah, see, PJ not having that second gas. PJ already getting his robotics facility up, so PJ is going for sort of a quick tech now that they've both switched to tech, and Stork has gone for more of a long haul, trying to get more gas in the bank. When he does get his robotics facility up, he's going to have a lot more gas in the bank to produce units out of it. And I think I didn't catch it quickly. I think that was White Raw there in the front row watching. In any case, Stork moving out with some zealots here. Maybe he's hoping to probably do some harassment, or he might be checking to see if PJ has... And PJ sending a probe around, so PJ's going to scout those zealots. He's going to see those coming in. Maybe Stork was hoping to catch PJ moving out as well, and come into his door and take out all his probes when he wasn't there. A little bit of battle going on. PJ does have those Dragoons there, so he has a little bit of advantage, I'd say, because he can fire over the top of his Zealots. They're about even in Zealots, and it does appear that Stork trying to run a Zealot in. Stork sneaks a Zealot past the Forces in the midst of the battle. PJ not seeing that. I think PJ should have seen that happening. Stork getting a Zealot. All of the rest of its Zealots are going to go down, but he does get a Zealot inside, and he's trying to take out some probes, but PJ actually built a really, really nice door there. Stork, I bet, was also just trying to scout. Stork, being the absolute genius that he is, really big on scouting, making sure he knows what the other player's doing so he can counter it. And so that Zealot was probably mostly designed as a scout, but PJ did set up his build very well, that his buildings were able to block that Zealot from really getting in there. He just piled a couple probes in there and was able to take out that Zealot. Stork now, though, has wasted all those Zealots, but PJ has a little bit of an advantage in that sense, but Stork is now being able to pump out a little bit more because he had that extra gas going. It's not a major advantage, but it is a little bit of an advantage. So Stork now pumping out all Dragoons, going into macro mode, building extra gateways. And we can see he went for that observatory. Citadel of Adun as well, and the freaking World Cyber Games stats are in the way, so I can't see what that building is. It was probably, I'm imagining it was a Templar Archives though, because we just saw that Citadel of Adun go up, and the observatory. So he is sending out observers again to do some more scouting. Oftentimes in Protoss versus Protoss, that will be the fatal or winning factor, is one player will go for the robotics facility or the robotics support bay and get the Reavers first, and the other one will go for the observers first. Sometimes if you get those Reavers out quicker, that can make the difference. You can take down a few more of the enemy Dragoons, and PJ did have the military advantage anyways. Stork going really into macro mode, building a couple more gateways. It looks like after those come in, he's going to have 6 gateways, I believe. PJ moving out. It doesn't look like he's massing for a major attack. He's probably just trying to secure another base. And yeah, he's setting up another base here, it looks like.